And we're live! Woohoo! Welcome along to the live stream. Hello, everybody. If you don't know me, let me introduce myself. Hello! Did you hear the echo? Did you hear there's an echo? There might be a bit of an echo in here. I'm in the echoiest place we could find to do a live stream, but trust me, it's worth it. It's really, really worth it. I'm Gavin Hoey. I'm one of the presenters on Adorama TV, and we are live at Tank Space in the UK because it's the only place I know I can make it rain on demand. Yeah, I know, we're in the UK, and weirdly, I want it to rain. You might think it's raining all the time in the UK. If you're not from the UK, it doesn't rain all the time here. It's not true. If you can see and hear me, do me a favor. If you can see and hear me, let me know where you're watching from, where you're joining us from, and if the sound's okay. If you can't see me and you can't hear me, let me know that too, because I'm always interested to see if anybody can't see and can't hear us. No one ever does. That's weird, isn't it? I'm not here on my own. I know it sounds like I am. I've got a bunch of people. I've almost got an audience. Not quite, we have. But I have the awesome Sam on the Super Switcher. Say hello, Sam.
Hey, everybody. How's everybody? We've got lots of people here, and I love the echo, echo going on. It's brilliant. So we've got loads of people from all over. I'll just read the last few that have, it's mad. Sweden, Zurich, we've got Atlanta, Spain, Gosport, closer to home.
That's not far.
Yeah. Netherlands, Mississippi, Lima in Peru, Wisconsin, the Netherlands, Florida, New Zealand. Oh, it's amazing. I hope you enjoy it, everyone.
Brilliant, thanks, Sam. Yeah, it's amazing. I always love it when we get an audience that's worldwide. So do me a favor, if you're enjoying this. I mean, it's barely started, I know, but put a like in the old tick box there, and share it if you'd like to as well, because we're going to be here for about an hour. So please join us for that. Okay, so what are we doing tonight? Tonight, or this afternoon, or this morning, depending where you're watching us from, I'm going to be talking about how I cope with a wet weather shoot. Now, in an ideal world, it wouldn't rain when you go and do a shoot. It'll be perfect weather every single time. The reality is, I don't know, maybe it's just us, but half the time we do workshops, it rains. It's just how it goes. So we've had a bit of experience with doing wet weather workshops and wet weather photography, and it's never the same sort of rain either. You can never plan for the rain, but there are things you can do to plan around getting your gear safe and dry and still get some good photos. So the first thing I always suggest is plan for rain. If you think there's even a chance it might rain, plan for it. So is there somewhere inside you can shoot? Is there somewhere undercover? If you're going to be outside, you might need to take some precautionary measures, which is what we're doing today, because Things are going to get very wet. Things are going to get really messy. It's going to be quite exciting. So I'm going to run you through my camera kit first of all, and then we'll get on with some photos. People are joining us. Okie dokie. So my camera, this is, I've got a monitor that I realise I now can't see. Let me just pop that there. There we go. I have, it'll focus, there we are. A little Olympus. This is the OMD EM1 Mark III. It's weather sealed, like many modern cameras. At least it is, as long as you keep the weather sealed lens attached. The minute you take the lens off, it's no longer weather sealed. And I'm looking at it now thinking it's probably not weather sealed with the port door. That's probably not weather sealed. Ignore that. It's not normal you go out tethering outside. The only thing that's not really weather sealed is my little Flashpoint transmitter. So you might want to consider doing something with your transmitter. So I got a solution for that. Here we go. My solution is this, which is a lovely, that's going to look good on the live stream. It's a hair. You know when you go to hotels and you steal all the things from the hotel, and you leave the hair cover, shower cap. I couldn't remember what it was called, but the shower caps are great. They just go on like that, and now your little remote control is weather sealed. Pop a rubber band around it, and you get a nice tight weather seal on your transmitter. Now, I'm reliably informed by the owner of this establishment, I won't get wet. I don't believe him, but we'll see. So, we'll see. Okay, in fact, speaking of the owner, go stand there whilst I'm sorting this out. This is Kai, he owns this place. It's entirely his fault.
It's my fault, is it?
Built it, you designed it, and you promised me I won't get wet.
You won't get wet. So long as you're stood behind this line. I promise you won't get wet.
Great.
But you have to make sure you stand behind this line.
Right, noted. Okay. Off you go. Let's replace you with somebody way more interesting. Sorry, Kai, nothing personal.
No, it's okay. I'm not interested.
Because we have an awesome model. Jade, come on in. We have the awesome Jade. Give it up for Jade. Woo! You've seen her before on Adorama TV. This isn't your first time. It's first time live, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, first time live on Adorama. So, yeah.
Extreme close-up.
Extreme Jade close-up. Yeah, so Jade's going to be the model. You can see we've been really kind. We've given her an umbrella to start with. Because when I was talking about planning for wet weather, key number one is your model has to be happy. Forget everything else. If your model isn't happy, if they're not okay with the conditions, you're not going to get good photos. Models, priority number one always. So are you happy?
Definitely.
Said with true.
It's a lot of love for Jade. Lots of people saying, long time no see Jade. Well, Jade moved further away from where we live, and this is a lot further away from where we live, but very close to Jade. So perfect for us to be able to work with her again.
All right, okay, Jade, so I'm not allowed to cross the line, so if you'd like to go and cross the line and go stand over here.
Seth said you'd cross the line. Or he was trying to make you cross the line.
Of course I'm going to cross the line. That's it. Right. Okay. It's quite soggy over there. All right. Okay. So Jade's in place. Now, you might notice if we go for, let's go with this camera right here. Okay. Go with the close-up cameras. Thank you very much. So that is my Flashpoint Explore 400. That's the Flashpoint Explore 400 with my favourite little softbox on. Now, you can check the specs with Adorama, but I am pretty sure, in fact, I'm absolutely positive, this is not weather sealed in any way, shape or form. This has been out and about on workshops where it's rained. It's still in working condition. So how do I do that? So what we're going to do is apply a little bit of weather protection. So I've got this little weather protective piece of kit. Which camera am I on? I'm on that camera. There we go. This is the biggest bag I could buy. And I've got 100 of these. They are huge. So these are, I'm sorry about the rustling sound. These are wheelie bin liners. Wheelie bins? Do we have wheelie bins where you are? In the UK, we call them wheelie bins. I bet no one knows what that is apart from the UK.
They're really big bins.
They are really big bins. This is a 360 litre bag for 360 litre wheelie bins, which if you're in the US is quite a few gallons. I don't know how many gallons, I haven't got a clue. Where are you? Some gallons. Oh, I'm really dark and that's nice, I like that. It's moody, that's kind of moody. So that is covering up my light. And my light is basically weather sealed at this point, but there's a few things to do. If you're going out and about, remember there are fans on here, so you want to leave a little bit of air because the fans, well, they can suck the plastic down and that's not good. So I'm going to seal up the bottom, but I'm not going to completely seal it. I'm going to make sure I leave some air, space for air to circulate. Also helps with the humidity because these things give off a lot of heat. And we'll turn it on because that really helps. Okay, and that's interesting. I wonder why it's on group B. Let's put that on as main group. So that's going to be my main light, group A, main light. There we go. Lighting Jade, probably something like that. You're okay, Jade. You're barefoot in cold water. Made of tough stuff, these models.
Seth is saying not weather sealed in capitals.
It's not weather sealed, exactly. Which camera am I on now? Which one you put me on? It's not weather sealed. It's really not. That's why you have to do this. Okay.
Have you got a question?
Oh yeah. Are there any questions?
Yeah.
Feel free to fire them into the comments.
So
Sam's there.
Stefan asked, if you use a colour bag, would it be used like a filter?
Brilliant question,
It's a really
Stefan.
good question.
Let's switch over to this camera, Sam. Okay.
The
Wide camera.
main.
Yeah, main camera. There you go. Yeah, lovely. So that is a really good question. The short answer is Well, actually, the short answer is no. The slightly longer answer is yes, but you really wouldn't be able to see. I mean, unless it's a very, very strong colour, what you tend to find is if they're slightly coloured bags, a little bit yellow, like the little shower cap I had earlier, the light is so bright it'll just blow it out. So technically, yes, it will, but in reality, no, it won't.
Another question from Matt. So he didn't think it would make a lot of difference, but he did ask, does it cause you to lose a stop of light?
No, not again, technically, yes, you lose a little bit of light. In reality, the Explorer 400 is so powerful, it's fine, it's fine. So yeah, you might lose a little bit of light, you might get a little bit of diffusion, and the way I've set it up there, which isn't ideal actually, I would definitely get a little bit of an odd effect, because I made it a bit pointy at the front. Let's just redo the bag. Whoop. We'll tighten up those little bolts as well.
With a nice close-up of you wrestling with a bag.
I think the sound effects are really what you wanted.
Awful.
Let's pop that back up again. Up it goes. And we'll just try and get that flat. As flat as I can. Boing. Okay. Now, you might be thinking this isn't the best light stand in the world. Guess what? I am not using my best light stands. Why am I not going to use my very best light stands? They're going to get wet. That's why. So, yeah, that'll do. Okay, we're good. Okay, so before we turn the rain on, we're going to plan and prep. And this is the same as you would normally. If you're going to do a wet weather shoot, talk to your subjects, explain what you want them to do, set all the lights up before they get in the rain. That's really useful. So, thing number one, what do we always do? If you've watched one of these lives before, you know our first shot is always the same. I'm going to set my camera to f5.6. I'm going to set my ISO to its native ISO 200, 250th of a second. I'm going to turn the flash off, and I'm going to see what I get. And I get basically this shot. No flash, more or less no picture. Let's just see if that looks a little zooming in. There we go, that's it. We've got a little bit of ambient in here so you can see me, but I'm not going to worry about that. That's absolutely fine. Okay, happy with that. So next is to work out the exposure. Now we could do trial and error. We could do flash meter reading, which is what I'm going to do. Okay, Jade, I'm just going to pop this near your chin. Here we go. F1.8, good start. Let's try and get up to F5.6. Well, go on then. They won't believe me.
Nice, 5.6.
It's like I'm on this one. Here we go. Look. Okay, for those that like to see my head out of the shot, like to see a blurry flash meter. There it is. It's hard to read. F5.6. Okay, so that's telling me my camera is correctly exposed to the flash because my camera has the same settings dialed in. Okay, Jade, here we go. Quick test shot. I'm going to take this vertically because I don't necessarily want to have the flash in the shot, and I've got it pretty close because I like fairly close soft lighting. All right, okay, well, we've got a shot. It works. Happy days. I think, can we stop the stream there? That's done, isn't it? Good enough? No, not really. Let's move it around a little bit. Let's see what we can get. Okay. I'm going to pop it just a tiny bit of an angle just to see what happens. Here we go, Jade. That's better. And what I'm looking at is actually the background in this shot. I'm just getting a little splash of light off the wall. Just a little bit. I know it's a black wall, but it's funny, isn't it? Because you end up with these little dappled lights, these little spots of light, light bounces around, and black is actually quite reflective in some cases. I quite like that. I think that's pretty good. Okay, that's that. What's missing from this rain shot? Oh, let me think. Flash, Jade, umbrella, light. I know, that's it, isn't it? That's everything. Rain. Rain. Okay, we've got to make it rain. Kai, do you want to do the honours?
I'll do the honours for the first one.
You do the, yeah, there's a whole bunch of buttons to be pressed. I have had the training, but I'm not sure I'm qualified.
So it'll take a couple of seconds to kick in, and then we have that.
Wait for it. It's raining. Okay, so let's just take a little shot like this. I'm going to take a couple of shots and then I guess we should stop and review. And I'm going to do one more shot, Jade. Consider these test shots. We're going to do better. Okay, let me switch the rain off. Look at that, rain on demand. Kai, you're a genius. It's fantastic. Tank Space is a wonderful place for practicing your rain shots. So that's really good. That works quite well. What can we learn from this? Well, we can learn that I can photograph through rain quite well. We can learn that the flash does a good job of freezing rain and that it kind of lights it. But can you see that it's lit more on this side than on that side? And actually, these streaks are quite interesting. I'll talk more about these during the interval when Jade gets changed for the second look. That's kind of interesting, that.
Got a couple of questions.
Far away.
One's from Seth. Will this contraption rain blood if you needed? Asking for a friend.
If you had 1,000 litres, yes.
Oh, wasn't quick enough with the microphone.
Okay.
Look, I got him a special microphone. One job. So the answer to that one, yes, if you don't mind paying for the cleanup, I think was the basic.
And Johnson asked, how are you deciding your shutter speed?
All right, good question. So my shutter speed is just the flash sync speed for my camera. Okay, we're going to talk more about shutter speed as we go through this session towards the end of the hour. Hopefully, I'll switch from flash to LED, time permitting, and we'll talk about flash sync speed and shutter speed then.
And Tosh said, is Kai a rain god? Yes, I believe he is.
I think he is. Okay, so next bit. So I like that, but I'm going to really add a second light in for a bit more drama. So I've got a smaller flash. This is a Flashpoint. What's this one? This is the Evolve 200 Pro. Oh, Pro. That's got to be good. It's got the word Pro in it. It has its own slightly smaller bag. And I'm also going to check before I cover it up that I've got it on Group B and the same channel, which I have. Okay, so this will be a second light. One thing I discovered, if you switch to the side camera, Sam, here we go, is if I walk down the side, am I in the shot? Here we go. Oh, there I am. If I go down this side, I stay dry. The rain's over there, so I'm all right over here. I can go all the way around without getting wet. It's lovely. Okay, so that is going to point at the back of Jade, something like this. Are you all right, by the way, Jade?
Good.
You're good? Okay.
Staying dry.
Staying dry, we'll soon change that. Okay, so that is a backlight. I'm going to turn off the key light. When you add multiple lights in, it's always a good idea just to do one light at a time, just to see what the two lights are doing. Where should I start? I'm going to guess 1/8 power, sort of middle of the range. Let's go for a sort of vertical shot just so we can see what we're getting. Okay, let's see. So that's kind of what we're getting. I might just pop it up 1/4 power, one more stop. Let's try that. Here we go. I like how you're smiling, but I know it's going to come out as a near silhouette, so... Okay, so that's pretty good. That is back illuminating some of these drops, getting a little bit of splash back onto the background. I don't mind that. It's looking maybe a little bit hot through the umbrella, so perhaps we'll drop it back down. That's a sort of decision that I can make now in the dry, but in the real world, if this was a rainy day, you've got to be prepared to work your light, to change it on the fly, to adjust it according to what you see. Set your key light, turn it on, set your transmitter, my transmitter here, I can kind of go in close, sort of. It's never going to drop the exposure down, is it? No, there we go. Set my transmitter, so, oh, it's gone off. That's about right. So it's on B. Basically, I've got it set so I can quickly adjust the power of that backlight when I see the results, because I want to change it as we're going along. Okay, I'm going to turn the rain on. I'm going to do it. Are you ready, Jade? Was that a yes? I'm assuming that's a yes. Here it goes. Rain is coming on. Should we move that? We can see Jade a little bit better. There she is.
Worth mentioning that the rain is warm. If we
They're
can
saying,
hear
is
anything.
the rain warm? Oh yeah, Kai didn't make a rain machine, he made a hot rain machine. And it's 40 degrees centigrade, which is quite a few Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. Oh, hello. Just pulled the cable out. Hang on, Jade. You stay there in the wet. I'll plug my tethering cable back in. I'll wait patiently. There we go, we're up and running again. Okay, so let's just start with the background light only. Let's turn the key light off just so we can see what it looks like. This is what the background light looks like on its own. That's pretty cool, isn't it? I think we're about right. Let's add in the foreground light. Okay, here we go. So that's the foreground light as well. Love this. I'm going to come in closer. Now I was told not to cross the line. I am on the line. I'm going to adjust I'm getting wet. Oh yeah, well this is interesting. I've got water all over the front of my lens. Can you tell? I don't think you can. I think it's pretty good. I actually quite like that. Let's keep going. Just going to move my focus. It is having a little bit of a fun time focusing on Jade's face through the rain, but oddly, it's doing all right. Okay, what do we tell photographers? Don't get lead feet. Move your feet. I'm going to move to the side, Jade. Here we go. Oops, I'm going to kick this camera. Let's see what we get if I just move around to the side. Wait, now can you spot the rain on my lens? Kai, you said don't cross the line. I was on the line. On the line. I don't know, what do we think? Do we like that? Is that something we like as an audience? Do we think that adds to it? Do we think I'm stupid and I should probably just get the cloth out of my pocket and dry this thing off? I don't like it right in front of Jade's face. If I could just move that one drop. Hang on.
There you go.
I can say I know I've got a cloth somewhere, thank you. Here we go. That's better. Let's come over to the side, get that flare in if I still have it. Oh yeah, I've still got a bit of flare. Wow. Okay, if I turn that backlight off, I said ride the backlight settings. I'm going to ride the backlight settings. I'm going to turn it down just to see what we get. I'm going to angle it around. Oh, this is fantastic. Okay, let's turn the rain off. Give Jade a break. We also have a finite amount of rain.
So you had...
Is that rain outside?
No, it's still going through.
Oh, I was going to say, I suddenly could hear rain going out. I was like, that would be about right, wouldn't it? But it's just going through, yeah.
So you asked the question if people liked it with the
bokeh
sort of effect on the front. So yeah, a mixed review. Yeah,
I think that's life in general, really, isn't it?
Kind of cool. Yeah, as long as it's not on Jade's face area, you know. Which...
I'd agree with that as well. Kind of cool, wouldn't want it all the time.
And then Tribal Sounds asked, do you prefer the controlled rain situation we're currently in, or would you enjoy going out during a naturally occurring storm?
It's a no-brainer, isn't it? I want control. Why on earth would you not want to be in control? Jade, would you like cold rain or warm rain?
Warm rain, every time.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is great because you can hone your skills in here, and then if you're a wedding photographer, you know, the reality is you're going to have to deal with this in the real world. To have a few ideas up your sleeve is always a good idea. Top tip, if you are a wedding photographer, when we used to do weddings and we had wet weather, if you want your bride and groom to do this, do it on the way back to the car at the very end of the session, because they're way more likely to be compliant. I'm not saying that's got anything to do with them having a drink and being more relaxed. Just saying if you're going to do this sort of shot, make it at the end of the session. It just seemed to work better for us. Weddings weren't too bad. It's always workshops where we got really wet. Okay, that's pretty good. I like that. That's not bad at all. What I'm going to do, how am I doing for time? I've got about 5 minutes on this session, then we'll get Jade changed. I'm going to try and change it a little bit. So if we go back to my laptop, Sam, and I kind of like a few bits of this. I like the light on Jade. There is a few bits in front of her that I wish weren't there, but you can't really do much about that. I like these bits as well. I like these little kind of out of focus areas. So I would like to try and maximize that effect just a little bit more. So I'm going to switch cameras and lenses. What did I say? If you missed the beginning and I talked about my camera being weather sealed, it's weather sealed. Now it's not weather sealed. Okay, if you're having to change your lenses, just think about that. Yeah, it could catch you out. So I'm going to switch from the standard lens to something a little bit more of a wider, faster lens.
So a few people have asked where we are.
Where are we? I'm setting this up. There we go. Give that to Kai. He can tell you where you are.
I feel special now, I've got the microphone. Hello everyone, this is Kai who runs the studio. This is Tank Space, we're based in Nottingham, and we are a water special effects studio, so we specialise in rain and underwater footage. So that can be either for... Ooh, oh, come on, people can see me now.
That's better.
Normally hiding behind the camera, not in front of it. So we deal specifically in rain and underwater. Behind us over that way, we've got a large underwater tank that we use for our underwater shots. And we film a fair amount of music videos. We do a lot of photo shoots like this, and we work a lot with the film industry. So, yeah, hope that answers your question.
There you go. That's what we like. And we've been here before, so if you go check back on Adorama TV, you'll find a video where we were, I wasn't, inside of the tank. We were photographing one of the brave models that will go and submerge themselves in the tank, swim around as mermaids. Jade does that. I can't open my eyes underwater. I could not do that. Okay, so I've switched to this lens. This is the Olympus 45mm f1.2. I'm going to shoot at f1.4. I want more of those sort of blurry bokeh balls in the background. Now, to do this, I need to set a few things up. Remember earlier, no flash, no picture. Well, if I dial my shutter speed to 4,000th of a second, f1.4 ISO 200, this is what I'm getting. There you go. So I'm getting, again, pretty much no flash, no picture where we were before, minus the video lights, which need to be on so you can see us. So that's not bad. So I'm in the right ballpark. Now I just need to get the flashes to be the right exposure. My little flash meter doesn't work for high-speed sync, so I have to do this by eye. So I'm going to do the key light first, group A. I'll turn the backlight off. And I'm going to guess, I don't know, quarter power? Let's guess a quarter power. We're asking quite a lot from this flash. Okay, and a quarter power looks a little bit like that. There you go. So you can see straight away that we have Jade in focus. The background is way blurrier than it was before. So that looks a lot better already. Do we think that's the right exposure? Yeah, maybe. Maybe a little bit more would be good. Let's just take it up a tiny bit brighter. There's no right and wrong exposure in photography. There is just what you like and what you don't like. What you like is the right exposure. Okay, yeah, that looks a lot brighter, perhaps just a bit too much. Somewhere in the middle, let's hit the middle. The background light, again, not a clue on the background light, not a clue. Could be anything. Let's pop it 1/4 power, why not? Let's try there. Okay, 1/4 power, turn off the key light. And we'll take a little test shot. So this is just the backlight on its own. Yeah, that looks about right. Okay, good. That's my basic settings. If you're just joining us, because we're just about half an hour in, halfway through this live stream, hello, welcome to the Adorama TV live stream. Change camera. Oh, God almighty, so you have. That's extreme, isn't it? Hello. Oh, I don't like this. Oh, you've changed it again. Welcome to the Adorama live stream. Sam's on the super switcher. Can you tell?
No, they can't tell.
No. Freya normally does the super switcher. Freya, our daughter, is not here because she's back home because she's going live on Adorama XP on Twitch in an hour, 2 hours time?
An hour and a half.
Hour and a half, so bless her. So she can't be here to do the switching. So poor old Sam's doing everything. It's good. If you've got any questions, do stick them in the comments. Right, okay, hit the like, the subscribe, the share button. Okay, I'll just remember where I am. Okay, Jade, I'm going to turn the rain on. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Here comes the rain. Brace yourself. I'm actually going to start with just the backlight. I just want to see what it would look like on its own. Just for the fun of it, really. Okay. Just the backlight on its own looks okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. We've got the various shaped spots of light. I'm happy with that. Okay, let's go on. Let's keep going. Sam, do you want to leave the laptop on and do the picture-in-picture? Because I see what you're headed with. There you go. And we can see what's popping in then. Oh, key light, key light, key light. Okay, Jade. Oh, let me get one in shot, in focus. Right, I'm off. Here we go. We are having fun focusing, but we are getting there. This is good. I'm going to go vertical, going vertical. I can see the water splashing off your umbrella. The eye auto detect is having a field day with this. There are times when you suddenly realise upgrading your camera is a really good idea. I could do with a OM1 right now. There you go, that's better. Now I'm just taking photos. If you've got any questions, do stick them in the comments. Suggestions, comments. Oh.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
It's Keone asked, would it be more helpful to use your focus peaking to grab a sharp focus on her eye? So you're not out of focus, it's trying to fight through the rain?
Yeah, that is a good question. I don't think that would necessarily help because even a little bit of movement would be enough. The depth of field is so sort of paper thin. It may help getting focus quicker if you start in roughly the right place, but it's a numbers game. I'll just keep going, but I can see where you're headed with that thought. Yeah, there we go. Awesome, right, let's turn the rain off because I want to move on. Okay, that was fun. You're still dry. Yeah.
That won't last.
They won't last. Go get changed, and we'll change that situation for you. I mean, I said you're dry. You're Shall I take your umbrella?
Thank you.
There we go. Lovely. And we'll just pop that in there. Okay, so Jade is going to go and get changed. It's going to take her just a couple of minutes to do a complete change of look. Let's pop that out of the way. So if you've got any questions, now is a really good time to ask them because I'm going to do a little bit of technical stuff about flash sync speed while she's getting changed. Oh, I've got to go over there where it's raining. Right, okay. I'm going to see if I can dodge the rain. Here we go. Oh, this is really filling up. I'm getting quite a lot of water in here now. Okay. Let's pop that there. So, flash sync speed. Not something you normally consider, but you might have noticed on the shots I've taken so far, the rain that's lit by the flash has been spots of rain. It's frozen the rain in its movement. And if you draw a picture of rain, if you go and look at a drawing of rain, it's always drawn as long streaks of rain. Of course it's not, it's spots of rain. What we're recording with our flash is accurate, but that's not necessarily right. So how could I do that? And can I get longer streaks with flash? Well, it's all down to flash duration. So by default, these little flashes, when they're turned right down low in power, they last for 10,000ths of a second. A really short period of time. They freeze the water in the air, and they give you the spots of light. Let me show you what it looks like if I start to change things up. Okay, so I'm going to get my camera. I'm going to turn off high-speed sync so we don't have any confusion with that. And I'm actually going to change my lens. Let's just do it properly. Let's just do that. So I'm going to switch back to my 12 to 40 millimeter lens. Well away from the water so I don't get any splashes in there. All good. Okay. And I'm also going to bring my cable over here. And if you're interested, I've got a big join, waterproof, water-resistant join here as well. It's not waterproof, but I've done everything I can to protect my gear against the rain. Okay, so let's see, turn that on. So what I want to do is try and get longer streaks of water by using a different flash duration. So by default, if I turn my flash to a fairly short power, let's say 1 30-second power of flash. Let's go with something like that. And I just take a picture. I'm not looking for anything impressive. Oh, I should turn the rain on. What are we missing? We're missing rain.
Not often we see that in the UK, is it?
Boom. Here we go. Oh, that's rainy. Okay, have a quick look at my thing. You can see little spots of light, but can you see each spot also has a streak? Now the streak is coming from the LEDs, the room lights in here, but we can't turn them off because we'd lose the video, you wouldn't see what's going on. So I'm getting that because I've had to open my aperture up to f2.8 to get the low flash duration that gives me spots of light. But if I did it the opposite way round, if I took my flash power all the way up to full power, 1.1, I'd have to close my aperture down to take that into account. Let's try f16. My flash duration stops being 1,000th of a second and becomes more like 200th of a second flash duration. It's written on the back of the flash if you're really interested. So my flash lasts for a lot longer period of time, like 200th of a second, and that makes the drops of water look very, very different. Look at that. So now I have bright, long drops of water. So if you want flash to give you long drops of water, you need to really whack up your flash power if you're using the Flashpoint type lights. My old Ellenchroms used to work in reverse. I don't think there are too many of those around nowadays. But full power gives me the the longest flash duration, the shortest shutter speed. That always confuses me. The longest flash duration, yeah, that's right, which gives me the longest streaks of bright rain. The downside is if you have another look at them, because of how flash works, flash gets brightest at its first initial flash and then tails off. So you can sort of see that they are sort of thicker at the top and then thin down a little bit. So they almost work backwards. They almost look like they're going up in the air. So it's not actually ideal, but that's kind of how flash technology works. So if you want to have long streaks, you can use flash duration to do it. It may not be the best answer. There's a question.
So a couple of people, it was Terry and Matt said, how about rear curtain sink?
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, okay. How about rear curtain sink? I had that on my list as well. Thank you, Terry and Matt. Because that is first curtain sink. I can do slow sync flash. Let's find out. Ba-ba-ba-bum. Here we go. Right. Oop. That one record? It did. Yeah, okay, that's fine. And the end result is basically exactly the same. It's not the position of the flash, the shutter mechanism that really matters. It's the fact that that's just how flashes work. If there was ambient light in the mix as well, it would make a difference. But because at the settings I'm running at, I've removed the ambient light, second curtain flash has no impact whatsoever. Having said that, I will switch it back to normal flash, just so I don't forget.
So just to let everyone know, if you've got any questions for Tank Space about the great place we're in today, Kai is here answering them in the comments. He's doing a great job.
Oh, is he? Oh, he's good, isn't he?
Yeah.
So good. Yeah, brilliant. Okay, Jade. Well, come on back through. Let's welcome back to the. Couldn't be more different, could you? That's fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. So Jade's changed, and we've changed her look because I kind of thought, well, it would be a bit of fun to do something a little bit more dramatic and exciting. And I'm going to try and light this in two ways. I'm going to try and light this with LED lights we'll start with Flash, and the reason I'm going to start with Flash, it's already set up. That kind of makes sense to me. All right, let's plug this in. There we go. And there might be, which camera am I on, Sam? There we go. There might be a little bit of this involved.
Yeah, a few people did ask if there was smoke.
Of course. So there's links in the video description to a lot of the gear, including my Chevet DJ smoke machine. Yeah, wouldn't be one of my shoots on location if we didn't have a bit of smoke. I'll pop that over there in the area where it doesn't rain. And it is all safe. Good. Okie dokie. So how are we going to do this? Well, we've got a few options. The way I'm likely to do this is basically how we did it before. If it worked before, don't change anything. So the only thing, oh yeah, you haven't got an umbrella anymore, have you? You've got less than 20 minutes. You'll be fine. We'll keep you dry. So I'm actually going to change one little thing. So before I had the light in front of Jade, just lighting Jade as you would normally, front light, soft light. I want to do something a little bit more dramatic, a little bit more filmic. That basically means I want a bit more shadows in this shot. So I'm going to get this light, which is absolutely soaking wet. You couldn't see that. That was off camera.
I think we caught a bit of it.
Oh, I'm soaked.
Classic.
It's not me that's supposed to be. Oh, it is warm though, isn't it?
Yeah,
there you go. Oh. Which camera am I on? Absolutely all down me. My radio pack is not waterproof. Wet feet, wet. Right, okay. Wet hands. Oh, I forgot, and this is actually a really good reminder. Just talk amongst yourselves. If you're going to do this sort of work, you've got to know where your towel is. That's absolutely essential. You need a towel. Okay, so yeah.
If anyone knows that reference, let me know in the comments.
I might quote it from time to time. Doesn't have to be a beer towel, but beer towels are super useful. Right, okay. Where was I? Oh yeah, I was going to do a picture of you. I am just going to do it by trial and error. I am not walking over there again. I'm done. Let's turn that off, and we'll turn that to manual. We can kind of guess what it was. It was about a quarter power, wasn't it? It was something like that. It's not going to have changed a great deal.
Hey, they're all on it. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
They all know
Don't panic. 42. Yeah.
You see? Our audience know me too well. Okay, that's pretty good. That looks okay. That looks in focus. It looks maybe a touch on the bright side. We can just bring it down a little bit. Okay, here we go. Yeah, a little underexposed from the correct exposure, but that feels kind of dramatic. I like that. Okay, we need some backlights. We need to put that backlight back in. I'm soaked now, so I no longer care about wet feet. Honestly, I didn't think about bringing spare shoes. I thought, Jade will need them. She'll need to have some spare clothes and bits and pieces. Wasn't intending to get wet. Right, okay. Let's pop that there. So that's going to go right behind Jade. It's going to fire straight at her back. Yeah. You have to walk like that through water. That's compulsory. Okay, we're going to turn that light on. And we're going to turn it down to maybe a quarter power. Let's try it at a quarter power. Jade, can you just take a little step? Yeah, a little that way. That's pretty good. I remember Kai saying there was a bit where you won't get wet. I was worried you were standing in it. Okay, so I'm just looking behind Jade just to try and get that light sort of position behind her, imagining what it's like with some water. Right, there's no point getting hung up on this. Jade, are you ready?
Let's do it.
Here we go. I'm so sorry. Sam made me do it. We'll try with that. Here it comes. Okay. Going vertical. Okay, I'll turn the rain off for you. I like how it stops.
I am in the good bit actually.
What? No. So not fair. How come you're dry and I'm soaked? Okay, so the smoke machine is warmed up. I'm not sure it's on any of the cameras, but you'll need to trust me on this one. I'm going to fire some smoke into the scene. By the way, I forgot we are live. Is anybody still watching?
Yeah. Matt said, put your goggles on, Jade. And Terry said, is your makeup waterproof? Actually, most of it is, isn't it? Yeah. Jade actually uses the tank here at Tank Space like a sort of beautiful mermaid that she is. And she has a lot of waterproof makeup.
Okay. So we're using my fast dissipating smoke just to give us a quick little blast of smoke. I'm going to turn off the key light. I'm just looking at a backlit shot now and thinking that looks pretty awesome, just backlit. If I can just keep Jade. Oh, we should have some rain. What are we missing? The one subject of this entire session. Kai, I've got a job for you.
Go on.
This green button is the smoke button.
Where it's going to be out of camera.
Oh, you're right, you're fine. You're all good. Okay, I'm going to turn the rain on. Are you all right, Jade? Here we go. Rain is coming on. Yeah, give it a blast. Keep it going. Okay, so at the moment I've just got the backlight on. I just wanted to get some sort of silhouette type shots. But we need that key light on, don't we? We really do. So let's get that key light on. Here it goes. Okay. Now smoke is worse than rain. You cannot prepare yourself for smoke. You've no idea how much light to put on there. If I had to ride the exposure when I was doing rain, I have to doubly do it with smoke because sometimes there's loads of it and you need very little flash. Jade, little tiny step forward for me. There you go. And other times the smoke can be almost non-existent. There you go, that's a good shot. Nailed that. See, look at that, between those last two shots. I don't know if it's on the screen. Can you put the picture in, Sam? Yeah, there you go. Awesome, because they were pretty much vertical, I think, at the moment. Oh, Jade's doing wonderful bow work. She had a crash course in bow work earlier. I'm coming in close. I'm just going to get you in focus. Waiting for the smoke. Here it comes. A little bit, I might just need to adjust that light behind Jade. Okay. I'm taking the scenic route. I'm going for it. I'm soaking wet. It doesn't matter. Oh, honestly. Oh, why didn't I get an umbrella? Why didn't I think of that? What an idiot. Get an umbrella out the boot of the car. Okay. What a difference smoke makes when it comes in. Here it comes. Love this. Let's just try a different angle. Hang on, Jade. Might just give myself a little fighting chance by putting the light mod on. There we go. Let's see if that helps. Okay, let's turn the rain off. How are we doing? We've got about 10 minutes to go. How's everybody doing on the chat? Are we okay?
Yeah, we're good. So it was quite noisy, so it's difficult to ask questions.
It was a touch noisy, wasn't it? It was like it was really raining.
So Carol asked, do you use eye or face detect autofocus? Just wondering if the rain would disturb it.
Yeah, I am using face and eye detect, and yes, the rain is, because it's backlit, it's just causing the focus a little bit of an issue. But we're getting enough winners in there that I'm not too concerned. I've just turned the modelling lamp on my flash. I think that's going to help. And what's really going to help is me switching these lights out to LEDs, which is what we're going to do next. Keep asking me questions, Sam, if there are any.
Love to see the backlight with a blue gel on it in this scene. Sorry, that was Matt. I forgot to turn my mic on. I've got too many things to do today.
Okay, yeah, with a bit of gel, we can probably arrange for that for you, Matt. I think so. It's becoming a remote shoot. Okay, let's pop that over there out of the way. I'm just slightly off camera grabbing some lights. Don't you worry, all good. I'm coming back. Jade's entertaining you.
So if you're enjoying this, go up and like it, please. That would be brilliant. I think there's quite a few people watching. It'd be lovely if you could all like it, because it means we can do more of these.
Just plug it in.
We are all having fun, aren't we? Gavin's got very wet feet. But,
It's the least of my worries, yes. My feet are soaked. Okay, let's... Right, okay. Kai, is it possible to turn the backlights off for me? That's what I like about having studio owners here. You can just demand things. And they go, yes, lovely. Okay, here we go. Backlights are off.
we had a question from Leonardo. Would raindrops get coloured from a gelled light?
I missed that, Sam. What was that?
Would raindrops get colour from a gelled light?
No, not really, because white isn't a colour. White is an exposure value, one of my personal bugbears. So you don't really colour white things, and they're so bright they are white. You know, in theory, you could get the slightly less lit ones to have a bit of colour, but the pure white drops will always be white, whatever colour it is. It's just an exposure level. So yes, but oh god, my feet are so soggy. And at the same time, no. There's a sort of squelchy sound. I shouldn't complain, I know. Yeah, quite. Right, backlight doesn't need to be there either, because that's a flash, so that can go. Let's get rid of that. Okay, so I've switched out to an LED light, a continuous light. That means I need to change a couple of things. The first thing I'm going to change is my lens, because that is a bright light. It's 100 watts, I believe. I was hoping to get some nan lights here. I've got nan lights on order, but they haven't arrived yet, which is a bit, and they look amazing, the Forzas. So I was hoping to get those. So this is literally the light that I normally use in my studio to light the videos. It's a no brand LED. There's better out there. There really is. So that is great, but it's as bright as it goes. So I need a lens that's quite fast, lets in lots of light to allow me to actually see what I'm doing. So I'm going to guess f1.4. Let's try that. And let's go with 60th of a second. Let's try that. I'm going to take a little test shot first of all. Oh, still got some flashes on. I do not need flashes. I do not need my flash transmitter. That can go. Okay, so no flash this time for Jade to respond to, but that is LED. Okay, so that's not bad. We can do a little bit better than this. We can definitely improve upon that. Actually, I can't, because that's as far as the cable comes. Jade, you're going to come forward. Yeah. That's a fix, isn't it? Yeah, and another step for me. Awesome. So by moving Jade forward, I've effectively moved the light backwards, which is what I was going to do. And we'll just get the light onto Jade. And what we should be able to do is just spot the difference. Can you see how that changed the picture? Let's check it's in sharp focus. It is. Compared to the last shot, where she's fairly evenly lit. Now we have a lot more mood and drama in this shot. Evenly lit. mood and drama. So that's going pretty well. Okay, not bad so far. What did somebody ask for? Some gel on the background. I can do that. Oh, I can do that. Okay.
So, Charlotte Rowe photography suggestion for Gavin:
Red.
to take off shoes and socks and roll up trousers. But the advice may be a little late.
Well, yes, it is a touch late. It's good advice. Sure, it is a little bit late, and I wasn't quite planning on getting so wet. Kai told me not to step over the line. What did I do? Stepped over the line. It's all Seth's fault. Seth said to do it. All right, I'm going to go with red. I think red's going to look pretty awesome back here. It's going to fit in with the look. Especially when you light smoke, because the smoke has a natural blue tendency anyway. So, yeah, this should look pretty good. Oh, yeah. Yuck. So this is a Interfit Badger beam. It's only a 60 watt, so it's a little less powerful, but it is battery powered. So how long the batteries will last, I have no idea. So we'll find out.
You've only got 4 minutes left, so
Is that what I've got?
I think we'll be fine with batteries.
I think we should be okay. Okie dokie. So let's just see where we are. Let's just go this way round. Okay, so that's throwing a little bit of red light back there. That is looking pretty good. But you wait and see the difference when you add some smoke into the scene. So, oh look, my man on smoke, here he is, he's good, he's good. Right, smoke, we're going to throw some rain in because we're out of time, Jade. Are you ready? Here it comes. Smoke's building up. The rain is coming.
The rain is coming. It sounds like a trailer. The rain is coming.
Okay. Just going to check my settings. Here we go. That's awesome. Love this. Okay. That's pretty good. I'm enjoying this. Sorry, I've forgotten I'm live. I should be talking. Are we on my laptop for a second? Yeah, we are. Okay, so we're on my laptop. Not the pin sharpest shot, but I wanted to show the streaks. Okay, so the streaks are definitely working. Get much longer, much more rain-filled shots with streaks. I'm just going to switch to a 25mm lens. I bought a 25mm lens with me. My policy is, if you bring a lens, use a lens. Give it a whirl. So a little bit wider. Let's put it into autofocus, not manual focus. That definitely helps. And I'm going to get wet. I don't care anymore. Let's build up the smoke. It's looking good. I'm going to move around. Fantastic. That's it. Let's stick the smoke towards Jade a bit more. And the Chevet DJ, brilliant little smoke machine because it just keeps going and going and going.
I love them because they're not too heavy to carry around when you're out doing a shoot.
Awesome. Okay, that's pretty good. Bit of attitude, Jade. Looks really good. Just take a little step backwards for me. Okay, I have to try and, because I don't have a flash here, I have to make sure Jade doesn't move too much between the shots. Or at least I take the shots when she's not moving. So a little higher with the smoke, if you'd be so kind, Kai. Just aim it up a little higher. Or lift it up, that also works. Here we go. Oh yeah, you see? There's a man who knows how to use smoke. Wow. Okay, Jade, hold that. That's great. Oh, I am soaked. Little step that way for me, towards the light. Keep coming, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. There you go. Yeah, these are pretty good. I just want to take my exposure down a little bit. Dropping it down. That's pretty good. Coming in. Smoke's refilling. Go for it. Oh, he's got it. He's got it. Okay, we are coming to the end of the live session. The wettest, most weirdest live I've ever done. If you've got any questions, this is your last opportunity. Oh, right, let's stop there because I'm absolutely soaked.
So I think we've had a few people say that some of them are out of focus, but I can see that they are in focus. Perhaps you could go and zoom
I
in
would
on
imagine
a few.
there's a mixed bag.
I think there probably is.
Yes.
But yeah.
I've got Jade's best expression. I don't know, I'll leave that one on the screen. You judge for yourself. What do you think? In focus? Out of focus? I think you can safely say that's in focus. Oh, just, right. That brings us to the top of the hour and just over. Let's come back out of that. Oh, wow. What camera am I on?
How come you are wetter than Jade has got with all that rain coming down? How come?
Turns out
How come?
there's a dry patch in the middle. And a wetter patch around the edge, but my camera, I don't know if you can see that, my camera is pretty soaked. Weather-sealed cameras are definitely the way to go if you're going to photograph in the rain. Weather-sealed photographers, yeah, they're a little bit harder to come by. Awesome models, yeah, definitely awesome models. So give it up for Jade, who did an awesome job. Fantastic. Okay, so that brings us to the end of this live session. If you've enjoyed it, don't forget to click the like button and the share button. We're going to be back again doing a slightly drier, I say it's slightly drier, I know what's coming in 4 weeks' time. It might not be, actually. But we're going to be on another location shoot in 4 weeks' time, doing something different, which is going to be just keep an eye out on Adorama TV. It'll pop up for sure. You've got Daniel coming up in a few weeks doing a live as well. If you're into your gaming, then my daughter Freya Fregsy is going to be live on Adorama Twitch. Adorama XP on Twitch in less than an hour. Yep. So she'll be live on there in less than an hour. Go support her, say hi from us, because we're not there at the moment. I'd like to thank the awesome Tank Space. Kai, thank you so much for come on. It's your fault. There he goes. Go check them out. If you're in the UK, come and get wet. Come and use the tank. It's amazing. Jay did just superb. Brilliant. Sam on the Super Switcher.
Thanks everyone for joining in. Thanks for all the questions and the great comments and making us giggle, and hope you enjoyed it.
Absolutely. And yeah, thanks. We could not do these without you and Adorama letting us do them. So thank you, Adorama, for making this possible. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, like, subscribe, leave a comment. I'm Gavin Hoey. Thanks for watching.